There's a mirror in your living room that reflects more than your face. It reflects the warmth you want your home to carry or quietly pushes it away. And yet you've walked past it for years. That's the thing about living rooms. We decorate them with love, fill them with memories, and try our best to make them welcoming. But sometimes, without realizing it, we leave things there that slowly shift the mood of the space and of ourselves. Not because we did anything wrong, just because no one ever told us how certain objects, so familiar, so harmless, can interrupt the flow of peace, comfort, and connection. You see, the living room is more than just a place to sit. It's the emotional climate of your home. It's where laughter either echoes or fades, where silence either soothes or lingers too long. And if you've ever walked into your own space and felt heavy without knowing why, this might be why. Today, we're going to look at 8 things many people keep in their living rooms, often out of habit, nostalgia, or aesthetics. That may be quietly working against the kind of home you're trying to create. Not in a dramatic way, not in a superstitious way, but in the way a clogged vent makes the whole room harder to breathe in, or how a single burnt-out bulb makes everything seem just a little dimmer. You don't have to believe in energy flow or spiritual alignment to feel when a space is off. You just have to sit still in it long enough. This episode is for the woman who spent a lifetime making her house a home and is now ready to let it support her in return. So if something in your living room has felt off, stick around. You might be surprised by what needs to go. Number 1, the oversized sofa, like a guest that never leaves. There's a kind of silence that settles into a room where the sofa is too big. Not a peaceful silence, but a kind of tension, a quiet reminder that something doesn't quite belong. You walk in and the space feels full before you've even sat down, and yet you can't put your finger on what feels off. That's the thing with oversized furniture. It's easy to confuse presence with comfort. It fills the space, but it doesn't always support the way a room wants to breathe. Think about it. How many times have you tried to rearrange the living room only to find yourself limited by the bulk of a couch that was once the perfect deal or too good to pass up? At the time, it felt practical, plush, sturdy, large enough for guests. But over time, it became something else entirely. A silent guest. One who takes up too much space, overstays their welcome, and doesn't leave room for anything or anyone else. In a well-balanced home, every piece of furniture should invite movement, not resist it. A sofa especially should feel like an embrace, not a blockade. But when it stretches wall to wall, presses up against every corner, and leaves no margin of softness between objects, it stops being a place of gathering. It becomes an obstacle, and not just physically. The emotional impact is subtle but real. A room like that makes people hesitate. Guests perch on the edge instead of settling in. Conversations feel a little stiffer. Even the air feels heavier. You may notice it when your grandkids don't stay long, when friends seem distracted, when you feel more tired than you should just sitting in your own living room. That's the result of blocked flow, not of air, but of attention, presence, connection. Oversized sofas also carry an emotional weight that goes beyond dimensions. For many women, especially those who have spent decades caring for others, the living room was never really theirs. It was always meant to accommodate children, family, holidays, and so we choose the biggest couch, the most seating, the most accommodating design. But what happens when no one's visiting anymore? When the people we made space for no longer fill that room? The sofa stays. But now it feels like a monument to a time that has passed. And that's where the energy begins to shift. Because the room is still serving a version of life that doesn't exist anymore. There's also the mental load of managing too much. A big sofa is harder to clean, harder to move, harder to repurpose. It often forces the rest of the room to shrink, pushing coffee tables too close, chairs too far, curtains out of alignment. You stop rearranging because nothing fits. You stop inviting people because the space doesn't feel right. Over time, the living room becomes more of a showroom than a shared room. And your home begins to feel still, not calm still, but stuck still. Now, this isn't about minimalism or judging anyone's style. This is about asking one simple question. Is your living room supporting the way you want to live today, Or is it still designed for a life that no longer fits? A well-sized, well-placed sofa can change the entire feeling of a room. It opens up the floor, the air, and the experience. You don't need to get rid of comfort to make space. You just need to make comfort feel balanced. One small shift, like pulling the couch just a few inches away from the wall, can instantly create breathing room. It softens the energy, makes the space feel alive again, and more importantly, it gives you room to move, to think, to gather, not just with others, but with yourself. And if you're holding onto a couch that feels too big, not just in size, but in memory, ask yourself, are you keeping it because it still serves you, or because you feel guilty letting it go? Sometimes the heaviest objects in our homes aren't heavy because of their weight. They are heavy because of what they represent. And the beauty of reclaiming your space isn't in throwing everything out. It's in choosing carefully what stays. So let your living room evolve. Let it reflect where you are now, not just where you've been. You deserve a space that holds your presence, not just your past. Number 2, still water, the quiet death of flow. You probably don't notice it anymore. The vase in the corner, the fishbowl that hasn't moved in weeks, the indoor fountain that used to bubble gently but now just sits still. Water in its essence is life. It moves, flows, nourishes. But when it stops moving, it doesn't just lose its beauty. It starts to weigh the room down. Still water, especially in spaces like your living room, isn't just decoration gone dull. It's energy that has stalled. It's the quiet death of flow. There's something unsettling about water that's lost its rhythm. It holds a kind of tension, like a breath held too long or a conversation that never quite finished. A clear vase with wilted stems, a tabletop fountain with a dry basin, even a glass left behind from yesterday. These things don't scream for attention, but they change the way a space feels. They pull the room inward, hold it back, and in time, pull your spirit with it. Maybe you felt it, the subtle tiredness that lingers after a day at home, the foggy thoughts, the low motivation you can't explain. You tidy, light a candle, open a window, and still, something feels off. Often, it's because something in the room has stopped moving. And your body, in ways you may not realize, mirrors that stillness. This isn't about being superstitious or overanalyzing every object in your home. It's about being honest with the way spaces hold mood and how quickly mood becomes habit. Still water collects more than dust. It collects emotion. When it's left unattended, it becomes a symbol of what's been forgotten, plans, hopes, habits, feelings, and it tells the room and everyone in it, nothing is moving here. And that message, it seeps into you. Water was never meant to sit. Even in nature, stagnant water turns murky. It becomes a breeding ground for things you don't want, mosquitoes, bacteria, mold. And in the emotional landscape of your home, the same idea holds true. Stillness becomes stuckness. Movement becomes momentum. And the more stuck energy your room holds, the harder it becomes to shift your own. That's why so many people feel heavy in their own living rooms. Not because of stress or age or health, but because their space is quietly echoing the same message over and over. Nothing is moving, and it hasn't for a while. You might be holding onto that fishbowl because it belonged to your daughter when she was little, or the fountain because it looked so elegant in the catalog, or the vase because it came with a bouquet from someone who mattered. But if those items no longer carry life, they're not honoring those memories. They're distorting them. They are turning a moment of joy into a symbol of pause of what used to be but no longer is. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means allowing life to move again, both in your space and in yourself. And the solution doesn't require anything dramatic. You don't need to throw everything out. You simply need to ask, is this water still alive? Does it move, sparkle, feel clean and cared for? Or has it become part of the background noise of things you meant to tend to but never got around to? If you love water features, keep them, but only if you're truly maintaining them. Running water brings energy, clarity, softness. It can refresh a whole room with just a gentle trickle, but only if it's flowing, only if it's clean, only if it still breathes. The emotional tone of a room is subtle but powerful. It shapes how we sit, how we speak, how we think. And water, especially in its stillness, can become the very thing that keeps us from feeling light, clear, and alive. Your home deserves more than that, so do you? Walk through your living room today. Find the places where water rests, and ask gently, is this helping me move or quietly keeping me stuck? Because sometimes the heaviest things in a space aren't made of metal or stone. Sometimes they're made of silence, stillness, and all the things we stopped noticing. Number 3, sharp objects, the cuts you never see. Sometimes the things that cut us don't leave a mark, they just make a room feel colder. Tighter, less kind. You wouldn't think twice about the letter opener on the shelf, the decorative sword above the fireplace, the sleek modern sculpture with perfect angles, or the cactus in the sun-drenched corner that seemed like the ideal low-maintenance plant. They don't look harmful, they look stylish, intentional. But the truth is, sharp edges, no matter how beautiful, carry a certain kind of energy. And that energy moves fast, interrupts softly, and disturbs deeply. It's not about superstition, it's about sensation. The way you feel when you walk into a room that should invite you in but instead makes you shrink a little. You can't quite name it, but it's there. A tension in the air, a hesitation between people, a sharpness that isn't about volume but about presence. And more often than not, it starts with what's on display. In any living room, energy is meant to settle gently. It's the space for conversation, for calm, for shared meals and shared silences. But when too many pointed, jagged, or aggressive forms live in that space, whether it's a knife collection, angular furniture, a spiky plant, or even artwork filled with tension, it sends a subtle signal to everyone who enters. Be alert, be careful, don't relax just yet. And that message sits beneath the surface of every interaction. You may notice more disagreements at home, more unfinished thoughts, more people reaching for their phones instead of each other. You may feel more restless, more impatient, more easily irritated in a room that was meant to comfort you. And you might blame stress, aging, or sleep. But sometimes, it's the environment that's holding your nervous system in a low hum of defense. And those sharp objects are often the quiet trigger. Even our bodies know the difference. In nature, sharpness means danger. Thorns, claws, fangs, broken glass all signal threat. Our instincts are old and they're quiet, but they're not gone. So when we decorate with precision, with clean lines and pointed details, we may satisfy the modern eye, but we unsettle something older in ourselves. And over time, that unsettled feeling becomes normal. We stop noticing that we sigh more often in that room, that we leave it more quickly than others, that guests linger in the kitchen but rarely on the couch. These aren't accidents. They are responses to energy that doesn't flow. Energy that's been split too many times by shapes that don't soften. Take the cactus. It's easy to love, resilient, simple, beautiful even, but its nature is defensive. Its entire being is designed to protect itself, and when placed in a room meant for openness, it creates dissonance. That may not matter in a hallway, a balcony, or a kitchen window. But in a living room where we're supposed to exhale, connect, rest, it sends a different message. It says, stay sharp. Don't let your guard down. The same goes for swords, blades, and metal decor with hard lines. They don't need to be used to carry that energy. Their presence is enough, because every object in your home has a language, and whether you realize it or not, your nervous system is listening. You might say, but I like the way it looks. It's part of my style. And that's valid. Style is personal, but it's also layered. And sometimes the styles we adopt were shaped by times in our lives when defense felt necessary, when control felt safer than softness, when edges felt stronger than curves. That's not wrong, that's real, but we grow, we change. And at some point our homes should too. The question is not, does this look good? But how does this make me feel? And if the answer is tense, agitated, or just off, it's worth listening to. The solution isn't to strip your space of all personality. It's to choose softness where softness is needed, to balance sharpness with warmth, rounded edges, natural textures, things that make the room feel like a sigh of relief, not a breath held in. Swap the metal sculpture for a ceramic bowl, replace the knife rack with a piece of driftwood. Move the cactus to the porch and bring in a plant with wide, gentle leaves. These are small shifts, but they speak volumes, because a room that softens your body will soften your life. And if there's one sharp object you're still holding onto, not because it suits you now, but because it reminds you of something, someone, before, ask yourself if it's still serving you, or if it's just keeping you sharp in ways you no longer need to be. We don't always notice when we've outgrown the defenses we once built into our homes, but our homes notice. They hold the tension for us until we decide we're ready to let it go. So take a slow walk through your living room. Look at every edge, every corner, every object with a point or a blade, and don't just ask, is this dangerous? Ask, does this allow peace to settle here? Because some of the deepest cuts don't bleed. They just make it harder to feel at home. Number 4, abandoned fitness gear, silent guilt in metal form. You bought it with the best intentions. Maybe it was January. Maybe it was after a doctor's visit. Maybe it was just a quiet moment when you told yourself, I want to feel better. And so the treadmill came, or the stationary bike, or the set of weights, glossy and full of promise. At first, it lived in the living room for convenience, a visible reminder that you were doing something for yourself. But days passed, then weeks, and now there it is, silent, hulking, and mostly covered in towels or laundry. You don't look at it much anymore, not directly, but your body still reacts every time you pass it, that low tug of guilt, the tiny sigh that says, I meant to. That's the kind of weight no machine can help you lift. Because what's sitting in your living room isn't just metal, it's a symbol, and symbols have energy even when they are quiet. Abandoned fitness gear is not just clutter. It's a conversation you never finished with yourself. You started strong, maybe even excited. And when the routine broke, because life got busy or your body got tired or motivation faded, you didn't give up. You just paused, but the gear didn't. It stayed. Right there every day, reminding you of a version of yourself that you're not quite living up to. And that kind of presence, even in silence, shapes a room. Not through noise, not through movement, but through energy. It's the emotional static in the background. The whispered should that follows you from one end of the room to the other. And over time, it drains you, not because you're lazy, but because you're constantly negotiating with a part of you that feels behind. This is especially true in the living room, the emotional core of the home, the place where you're meant to rest, connect, breathe. But when a piece of equipment sits there, unacknowledged and unused, the room can't fully relax, and neither can you. You may find yourself avoiding that corner, rearranging furniture to hide it, dimming the lights just a little more than usual. You may even start to feel disconnected from the space altogether, like something's not quite clicking. That's what unresolved intention does. It lingers. It reshapes a room's purpose without you realizing it. A space that once held laughter, softness, music, or quiet conversation becomes heavy. Not loud, just dense. The air feels slower. Your body feels older. And the guilt, though silent, starts to grow roots. Let's be honest, this isn't about discipline. It's about permission. The permission to let your living room be what it was always meant to be. A space that reflects who you are today, not who you were trying to become 6 months ago. Maybe the gear still has value. Maybe you use it now and then. But if you haven't touched it in months and every glance brings a mix of shame, obligation, or fatigue, it's time to ask why it's still there. Not to scold yourself, but to free yourself. Because a home should support you, not judge you, and any object that makes you feel smaller in your own space, whether physically or emotionally, needs to be reconsidered. There is a better way. You don't have to throw it out in anger. You can move it, gently, with grace. Tuck it into a room where it has purpose, not punishment. Somewhere private where you can choose to engage with it when you're ready on your terms. Or maybe, if it truly no longer serves you, you let it go, donate it, sell it, give it a second life. What matters is not what you do with the machine, but what you reclaim by making the decision. Because in doing so, you take back your living room, you give it breath again, you let it be filled with moments instead of memories of failure. And most importantly, you offer yourself a new message. I am not behind. I am not failing. I am simply evolving, and my space should evolve with me. We all start things we don't finish. That's being human. but living surrounded by unfinished promises chips away at your peace. And peace is the one thing your home should protect above all else. So look at that gear, not with frustration, but with honesty. What does it really say to you? Does it inspire, or does it apologize? Does it empower, or does it accuse? Because no matter how shiny or expensive it once was, if its presence makes you feel smaller, it's time to shift that story. This isn't just about fitness equipment. It's about any object that reminds you of the ways you think you've failed. We all have them, but we don't have to decorate with them. Let your living room be a space of acceptance, not apology. A space that lifts you even on the days when your body doesn't, especially on those days. You deserve to sit on your couch without being stared down by a machine that doesn't understand context, compassion, or change. So take one quiet moment, one honest breath, and ask yourself, is this helping me live better or just reminding me that I haven't? Because sometimes, letting go of a treadmill is the first step toward peace, and the most powerful step toward movement you've taken in a long, long time. Number 5. Too much tech, too little connection. There was a time when the living room was the heart of the home, a place for conversation, for laughter that echoed off the walls, for evenings spent with nothing more than a book, a cup of tea, and the steady rhythm of quiet. But somewhere along the way, we let wires replace warmth. Now when you walk into your living room, how many screens light up before someone speaks? How many cords, remotes, speakers, smart devices, chargers, and blinking lights have quietly taken over the space where connection used to live? It happens gradually. One device here, another there. At first, it feels exciting, helpful even. A larger TV, a smart speaker, a streaming device, a robot vacuum humming in the background. But over time, the space starts to change. Not just in what's visible, but in how it feels. What was once a room for togetherness becomes a room of parallel lives. Each person in their own bubble, watching, scrolling, listening, but not truly present. It's not that technology is bad, far from it. Tech can make life easier, safer, even more joyful. But when too much of it lives in your living room, the energy becomes fragmented, overstimulated, disconnected. You may not notice it at first, but eventually the symptoms start to show up, not on your screen, but in your spirit. You might feel more anxious when you sit down, or find it harder to fall asleep at night, even after you've left the room. The light is too bright, the sound is too sharp, and somewhere in the background, something is always humming. A charger, a speaker, a Wi-Fi router with its blinking green eye. These aren't loud intrusions, but together they create a kind of static, an invisible restlessness that settles into your skin. And soon you stop reaching for quiet, because quiet feels uncomfortable. This shift doesn't happen in a single day. It builds. One by one, the devices multiply. You stop reading in that room because the TV is always on. You stop talking during dinner because someone's watching the news. You stop hearing yourself think because everything around you is speaking louder, even if no one's saying a word. And slowly, the room forgets how to hold intimacy. Eye contact fades, conversations shorten, laughter dims. And the living room, once a space for being fully present, becomes just another place to pass time. It's not about judgment. We've all invited tech in with the best intentions, but the truth is your home is always in conversation with you. And right now, your living room may be saying, I'm overstimulated, I'm trying to do too much, and I miss being simple. That doesn't mean you need to throw out every device. It means you need to listen, look around. Notice how the room feels when all the screens are off. Notice how your breathing changes when the sounds stop. And then ask yourself, honestly, if the energy in the space reflects the energy you want in your life. Because too much tech doesn't just clutter your shelves, it clutters your nervous system. And in a world that's already loud, your living room should be the place where you come back to yourself, where presence is easy, where conversation flows, where your attention is not divided but whole. That starts with boundaries. Maybe it's grouping all your electronics into one tech zone and keeping the rest of the room clear. Maybe it's unplugging the devices you don't use daily. Maybe it's turning off the TV one night a week and letting silence return. These aren't rules, they're invitations. Invitations to remember what this room was for before the pixels took over. Bring back the textures that calm you, soft cushions, wooden tables, ceramic bowls, real books with worn pages, light filtered through sheer curtains instead of artificial blue. Music that fills the room, not demands attention. A plant that grows slowly in the corner, reminding you that some things still move at a human pace. These small shifts do more than change your decor, they change your experience. Because energy doesn't just come from outlets, it comes from intention. Your living room has always been more than furniture. It's a reflection of how you spend your time and who you spend it with. And in a life that moves faster with each year, creating a space that slows you down is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. It's how we reclaim peace. Not by removing everything, but by remembering what matters. One look, one word, one long, deep breath without a notification interrupting it. So walk into your living room tonight, not as a place to sit, but as a place to feel. Turn off the devices, light a candle, sit in the quiet, and listen, not to a podcast, not to the news, but to yourself, to the stillness you may have forgotten you missed. Because too much tech doesn't just crowd the room, it crowds the heart. And if you're longing for more connection in your life, it might start with less noise in your home. Number 6, stopped clocks, time that forgot to move. There's a clock in your living room that hasn't ticked in years. Maybe it's above the mantle. Maybe it's on a shelf, quietly blending into the background. Maybe it stopped at 3:47 one afternoon and no one ever got around to fixing it. But here's the thing, it's still there. And every time you walk past it, even if you don't look directly, your body notices. Your mind absorbs its stillness, and your home absorbs the message it keeps whispering. Nothing is moving. A stopped clock doesn't make noise, it doesn't demand attention, but it changes something in the room. Time itself feels paused, flow feels interrupted, the space feels stuck. We often keep broken clocks for sentimental reasons. Maybe it belonged to someone we loved. Maybe it matched the furniture. Maybe we simply forgot it wasn't working. But unlike a photograph or a painting, a clock is meant to move. Its whole purpose is momentum, forward, steady, alive. When that movement stops, it becomes more than decoration. It becomes a symbol. One that quietly suggests to everyone in the room that something has frozen, that something somewhere has been left unresolved. And you feel it even if you don't know why. Projects stay unfinished. Energy feels sluggish. You might find yourself putting things off, sitting in the same chair every day, waiting for clarity that doesn't arrive. It's not just habit, it's atmosphere, because your environment sets the tone for your thinking. And a stopped clock sitting silently in the center of your home sets the tone of stillness without peace, of waiting without movement. It's not loud, but it is powerful. This is especially true in a living room, a place where energy is meant to circulate. It's where families gather, conversations unfold, ideas are born, and time is shared. When a clock in that space no longer moves, it creates a subtle resistance to flow. That resistance shows up in the way the room feels. It might feel heavier, quieter, slower than it should. It might be a room you rarely use now, or one that always feels off but you can't explain why. That's because time in your home is being reflected back to you as something frozen. And over time, that message sinks in. For women who have spent years giving to others, raising children, managing homes, working, caregiving, a stopped clock can carry even deeper meaning. It can feel like a snapshot of all the moments you postponed for yourself, all the things you plan to return to, all the goals that got pushed back just for now but never circled back around. And instead of supporting your present, the object becomes a mirror of delay, of emotional postponement, and that kind of reflection begins to shape how you see yourself. Now, none of this means you've done anything wrong. Most people keep things long after their purpose has passed, out of love, nostalgia, habit. But there's a quiet cost to filling your space with symbols of stagnation. They make it harder to change, harder to feel momentum, harder to trust that something new is coming. Because your environment is telling you day after day that even time can stop, that nothing moves unless you force it. And eventually that message starts to feel like truth. But here's the beauty. You can shift that message. You can decide what your space says to you. You can choose momentum over memory. All it takes is one small action. Check the clock. If it can be fixed, fix it. Let it tick again. Let it bring sound and rhythm back into the space. If it's beyond repair or no longer fits your life, release it. Not in anger, not with guilt, but with gratitude. Thank it for what it once represented. And then make room for something that moves, something that aligns with who you are now, not who you were then. You don't need a brand new designer timepiece. You just need something that reminds you the day is still unfolding. That time hasn't stopped for you. That movement, growth, and forward motion are still available, right here in this very room. A clock that works, no matter how simple, reinforces a very different message. You are in motion. You are not stuck. Life is still happening. And if the old clock holds deep sentimental value, if it belonged to your father or was a wedding gift, or carries years of memory, that's okay. Keep it. But move it to a space that honors what it is now, a keepsake, not a timekeeper. Place it in a memory room, a home office, or a quiet hallway where it can be seen as a symbol of your story, not a reflection of your present pace. Your living room deserves rhythm, so do you. Let time move again. Let your space support flow. Because when every corner of your home carries life, motion, breath, energy, you'll feel it in yourself, in the way you move through your day, in the way your thoughts begin to shift, in the way peace begins to return, not because everything is perfect, but because things are finally in motion again. So look at the clocks in your home, not just the ones on the wall, but the ones in your heart. Ask, where have I been holding still without meaning to? And what could change right now if I simply allowed time to move again? Number 7. Dark or intense art, the mood you didn't mean to invite. You hung it because it was striking. Maybe it was bold, maybe it felt powerful, a splash of deep color. A face in shadow, a sculpture with sharp angles, or a painting that stirred something in you the moment you saw it. You didn't choose it lightly, it meant something. Maybe it still does, but now months or even years have passed, and you don't really see it anymore. It's just there, part of the room, a fixture, and yet the room feels heavier than it should. Not dramatic, not alarming, just a little off, a little cold, a little hard to stay in for long. Guests linger in the kitchen, conversations fizzle, and sometimes even when you're alone, a kind of emotional fog rolls in and you don't know why. What if, just what if, it's not you? What if it's not your age, or the weather, or the noise outside? What if the atmosphere in your living room is being shaped every day by something on the wall you stopped noticing? Art is powerful. That's why we love it. It stirs feeling, it speaks without words, it sets the tone before anyone even opens their mouth. But power cuts both ways. Just as a gentle watercolor can calm the mind, a piece of art with chaos, aggression, or despair can agitate it, quietly, invisibly, and consistently. When we fill our spaces with imagery that's dark, distressed, or overly intense, we invite that same energy into the room. Not because we mean to, but because we forget that every object in our home is communicating something, even the silent ones. And for women who have carried households, comforted families, and kept peace through storms, the home is more than walls and windows. It's the one place where you should not have to armor yourself. But if your space holds art that reflects struggle, loneliness, violence, or sorrow, even abstractly, it can create a low-grade emotional tension that never fully lets you exhale. That doesn't mean art must always be light and sweet. It just means we need to be honest about what our choices are saying to our nervous systems. Many of us chose certain pieces during seasons of grief, of transition, of self-discovery. We needed something that mirrored our internal landscape. Something raw, something real. And that's valid. That's sacred. But if you're no longer in that place, and yet your walls still speak of it, you may be holding onto moods that no longer match your life. And that mismatch creates dissonance. You try to relax but can't quite. You light candles, fluff pillows, play soft music, but something remains uneasy. That's not you failing to create comfort. That's your home whispering, I haven't caught up to who you are now. So take a slow look around, that abstract canvas that feels like a storm. That black and white photo that always felt haunting. That dramatic mask, sculpture, or framed piece from a place you no longer resonate with. Ask yourself, gently, does this lift the room or weigh it down? Does this reflect where I am or where I used to be? Because sometimes the most subtle emotional blocks don't come from clutter or noise, but from symbols we once needed but no longer do. The living room should be a space of emotional safety. That doesn't mean it must be bland. It means it must be nourishing. A place where your eyes can rest and your heart can soften. Where art invites warmth, not worry. Beauty, not burden. You don't need gallery walls or expensive decor. You need images that feel like a soft breath. Paintings of open skies, landscapes that suggest peace, flowers in bloom, family photos from days that still make you smile, even abstract pieces if they carry movement, softness, and color that feels alive. And if part of you resists letting go, if a certain piece feels too valuable or too meaningful to take down, pause. Remember, honoring the past doesn't require enshrining it on the wall. You can move it to a quieter space, a study, a hallway, a place where it holds your story but doesn't define your daily mood. You don't owe your home the version of you who picked that painting. You owe it the version of you who's learning, growing, healing, and choosing differently now. This isn't about decorating rules. It's about emotional harmony. It's about giving yourself permission to choose softness, even if you've been taught to be strong. To choose light, even if darkness once felt familiar. To create a home that doesn't just look beautiful, but feels like safety inside and out. So tonight, walk through your living room with new eyes, not as a critic, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Notice what your body does when you look at each piece of art. Do you tighten? Do you sigh? Do you smile or glance away quickly? Let your body tell the truth, even if your mind is hesitant. Because the art that surrounds you isn't just on the wall. It's in the air. It's in the mood. It's in the way you feel moment to moment in the space you call home. Let that space speak clearly. Let it say you are safe now, you are loved now, and everything that surrounds you finally knows it too. Number 8, a mirror facing the door where energy enters but can't stay. You walk in, the door closes softly behind you and something feels off. Not wrong, not unpleasant, just empty. The space looks clean, the lighting is good, but there's a coolness in the air that you can't quite place. You might think it's just the weather or your mood or the quiet, but take a closer look. What's the first thing your eyes land on when you step into your home? If it's a mirror directly across from the front door, large, shiny, beautiful, it may be reflecting more than just your image. It may be pushing away everything your home is trying to receive. Mirrors are powerful. They reflect light. They expand small spaces. They create a sense of elegance and openness. But in the wrong place, especially directly across from the main entry, they don't just bounce back visuals. They bounce back energy. Every visitor who enters brings presence. Every breeze carries new air. Every moment you walk through that door is a chance for fresh energy to come in. But when a mirror sits in the direct line of entry, all of that possibility gets reflected right back out. It's like opening your arms to welcome someone and then turning them away before they cross the threshold. Not intentionally, not harshly, but just enough to make something inside the home feel unrooted. Over time, this misplacement can shape the way a space feels. You might notice that people come and go quickly, that the room never feels settled, no matter how you arrange the furniture, that conversations fizzle out faster, that even laughter seems to bounce and disappear rather than linger. It's subtle but real, because homes are more than walls. They are energetic containers. They hold warmth, stillness, memory, and when energy can't stay, something begins to feel hollow. This is especially important for women who have spent a lifetime making home feel like sanctuary. You've lit candles, hung curtains, framed photos, created beauty. And yet, if the energy keeps slipping out as fast as it enters, the space begins to lose its ability to recharge you. You sit down but don't relax. You sleep but don't wake up refreshed. You open the door but don't feel a sense of return. And the mirror, quietly, reflects it all back and back and back. Now, this doesn't mean mirrors are bad, far from it. Mirrors are incredible tools when used with intention. They bring in brightness, magnify beauty, and double the feeling of spaciousness. But like any powerful object, placement is everything. In the entryway, a mirror directly facing the door acts like a silent rejection. It says, "Thank you for coming, now please leave." And that's not the message your home should send to energy or to you. So what's the solution? It's surprisingly gentle. You don't need to toss the mirror or redecorate your entire foyer. You just need to shift how the space receives. Ideally, move the mirror to a side wall, something that catches light without blocking flow. If that's not possible, soften the impact. A sheer curtain, a tall plant, a console table with warm lighting, a subtle screen or natural element that creates a sense of pause, of welcome. These don't block the mirror's beauty. They redirect its influence. They say you may reflect, but don't repel. Even more important is what your mirror reflects. Is it showing a pile of shoes, a dark hallway, a cluttered space? Or is it reflecting beauty, soft light, artwork, greenery, or something that speaks to the life you want to welcome in? Because mirrors don't just bounce light, they magnify energy, so let them magnify joy, warmth, stillness. Let them speak of who you are, not just what you own. And if the mirror holds a story, if it was a gift, or has sentimental weight, honor that. But don't let the story overpower the space. A home should hold your memories, not be held hostage by them. You're allowed to shift, to reposition, to say, "This served me once, but I need it to serve me better now." It might seem like a small detail, just a mirror, just a placement, but energy responds to small things, so do we. You might be surprised how differently the room feels with just a few inches of space. A small screen, a bit of softness. You might find yourself breathing deeper when you walk through the door, sitting longer, smiling more, not because the world outside has changed, but because your space finally says, "Welcome, stay, this is yours." Your home should never push away what you're ready to receive. Not comfort, not peace, not connection. So take a moment today, stand at your front door, look at what's reflected back, and ask yourself, is this the energy I want returning to me day after day? Because a mirror isn't just glass, it's a doorway. And you deserve one that opens, not one that turns blessings away before they've had a chance to settle in. So here we are. 8 simple things: an oversized sofa, a vase of still water, a sharp-edged sculpture, an unused treadmill, too many devices, a stopped clock, a heavy piece of art, a misplaced mirror. None of them harmful on their own. None of them chosen with ill intent. In fact, most were placed with love, beauty, practicality, even hope. And yet, over time, they began to speak a different language. One of delay, of tension, of disconnection. Not in loud ways, but in small, repeated whispers that shape the way your home feels and the way you feel within it. The truth is, our environment is not neutral. It mirrors us, speaks to us, and eventually starts to shape us. A living room isn't just a room. It's a reflection of how you're living and how you want to live. And when the energy inside it flows with care, your life starts to feel lighter. Not because everything's perfect, but because everything around you is finally aligned with what you truly need: breath, warmth, connection, renewal. I know you may have recognized one or maybe more of these silent culprits in your own space, and that recognition can feel surprising, even a little uncomfortable. But I want you to know this: it's not a mistake. It's a moment of awareness, a soft invitation. You're not behind, you're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be to begin again. So thank you for staying with me, for caring enough about your space and yourself to listen, to reflect, and to open your heart just a little more. I hope this video gave you not just insight, but a sense of permission to let go of what no longer supports you, to choose softness over noise, and to turn your home into the quiet, loving mirror of who you're becoming now, not who you once were or who you were trying to be. And as you look around your living room this evening, I hope it feels just a little different, a little lighter, a little more yours. Until next time, may your space be gentle, may your energy flow freely, and may every room in your home begin to feel like an exhale. Thank you for watching.